Remember that feeling? You're a kid, barefoot in the living room, controller in hand, staring at a loading screen that promised an entire world you could get lost in. No maps, no quest markers, no hand-holding, just you, a massive horizon, and the pure magic of discovering what's over the next hill. That feeling, it's coming back in 2026, and it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more beautiful than ever. This year, open world games aren't just giving us new maps to explore, they're giving us worlds that we'll never want to leave. So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because these are the upcoming open world games that you absolutely need to play in 2026 and beyond. Light No Fire is a game of monolithic proportions from the developers of No Man's Sky, although instead of a near infinite universe of procedurally generated planets, Light No Fire focuses on one massive planet the size of Earth, with real continents, vast oceans, towering mountains, deep caves, lush forests, and incredible variety in a single cohesive world. Hello Games went on to describe this themselves as the first real open world with 4 pillars: a multiplayer Earth, a procedural Earth, a fantasy Earth, and an unexplored Earth. The planet feels alive and varied like our own world, but packed with fantasy elements. Unlike most of the games in this list, this is a co-op focused survival sandbox with RPG depth and a focus on survival, crafting tools and weapons, creature taming, building, various methods of transportation, and a full multiplayer system. It has no release date at present, but speculation and rumors lead people to believe that it's likely happening at some point in late 2026 or early 2027, with platforms including PC via Steam and console at some point. Mrs. Sticks and I poured over 100 hours into the original Outward game, and we loved every grueling minute of it, awkwardness and all. Outward 2, if you're a fan of the punishing, immersive, no hand-holding survival aspect, is going to expand on that and take things even further. Set in the same fantasy world, you once again play as a nobody. You'll choose from 3 distinct starting scenarios and 11 backgrounds that shape your early journey. It retains that realistic hardship of the original: hunger, thirst, illness, fatigue, battling against not only enemies but also the elements. It has dynamic seasons and weather, no fast travel, and improved character creator enhanced combat with fluid transitions between dodges, rolls, attacks, and blocks. Every weapon feels different and lends itself to different play styles. Mrs. Sticks and I played the most recent test phase for the game, and let me tell you, it was difficult. We had no idea where we were going, we had no idea what we were doing, but therein lies its charm, I think. It's deliberately difficult and unforgiving. They're planning a release date in summer 2026 for PC, with console versions planned around the same time. Instead of fantasy worlds or post-apocalyptic wastelands, NTE drops you into a massive, vibrant urban metropolis where the supernatural bleeds into everyday life. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the game looks gorgeous. Detailed characters, dynamic lighting, high-fidelity city vistas make exploration a highlight. Combat is real-time action-oriented, mixing normal attacks, skills, ultimate abilities, and character swapping. It is releasing fully on April 29th, with platforms including PC, PS5, and mobile. Worth noting, however, is that it is a gacha, so if you dislike polls or you dislike live service elements, this might not be for you, but the gacha rates are ridiculously free-to-play friendly. Unlike previous LEGO Batman games, which were mostly hub-based or level-driven, this one features a fully explorable, immersive, open-world Gotham, allowing you to grapple, glide, drive across the streets and rooftops, fight criminals, engage in challenges, collect loot, uncover secrets, and so much more. You can switch between multiple playable characters, each with unique skills and gadgets, adding a variety of exploration and combat. One of the biggest upgrades to the game is the new combat system, featuring fluid combos, counters, stealth takedowns, detective skills. There are tons of vehicles, plenty of puzzles to solve, but at the end of the day, it's also a LEGO game, so don't expect too much from it. It is releasing fully on May 22nd, with platforms including PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam and Epic. A Nintendo Switch 2 version is also coming at some point in the future. The Witcher 4 is set after the events of The Witcher 3. Shocker, I know. You play as Ciri, although I'm not going to spoil anything pertaining to the story. If you know, you know. We can be sure it's going to be just as dark fantasy and just as brutal as its predecessors. It's going to be a high-quality, single-player, open-world RPG set in the same world, but featuring entirely new regions to explore. The map is supposedly comparable to The Witcher 3, but the emphasis is on dense, curated content and unprecedented immersion rather than sheer bloat. Combat builds on the original swordplay and preparation of the series, but incorporates changes, making use of Ciri's faster, more agile, more fluid, high-speed abilities and integrated magic. They stated that Ciri is going to spawn an entirely new trilogy for The Witcher, for better or worse. A release date is unconfirmed, but 2027 definitely seems likely, with platforms including PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. Instead of continuing your adventures as Aloy, Horizon Steel Frontiers drops you into the Deadlands, a harsh, unclaimed wilderness inspired by the deserts of Arizona and New Mexico. This is a living, persistent MMO world where thousands of players share the same frontier as machine hunters. You'll scavenge for resources, you'll explore overgrown ruins reclaimed by nature, you'll compete or cooperate with other players or tribes, and you'll take down colossal robotic beasts together. The core thrill remains the same as the main Horizon games. You'll be dismantling giant mechanical creatures by taking advantage of their respective weak points, utilizing their own parts against them, and then grappling onto flying machines. The difference here, though, is that you'll now be doing it with other players, with dynamic events, resource competition, and large-scale battles that only an MMO can deliver. In the recent developer commentary, they compared it to Monster Hunter-style expeditions, but in a shared open world, with emphasis on cooperation over pure PvP. It has an unconfirmed release date at present, but has been in development for a while now, with expected beta tests this year in 2026, and platforms including PC and mobile. Ananta is a high-freedom urban open-world RPG with anime vibes, insane traversal, and no character gacha. It's just a chaotic, beautifully vibrant action game that lets you swing across the city like Spider-Man, run heists, beat people up on the street, arrest NPCs, buy a house, romance other characters, customize your characters, play dress-up, all while fighting bizarre supernatural phenomena that threaten your city. One of the biggest highlights in the game is that you can reach almost anywhere in sight. You can swing and grapple anywhere in the world, parkour, wall run, climb, swim, ride a bicycle, drive cars, skydive. It has an action combat system with environmental interactions, multiple weapon types, character swapping. It's essentially GTA if it were anime. It does not have a confirmed release date at present, but it has held beta tests, with more coming in the near future. Platforms include PC, PS5, and mobile. We talked Neverness to Everness, we talked Ananta, but here's where the real game comes into play. The myth, the legend, the king. Grand Theft Auto 6 itself. The ultimate open-world crime sandbox game with satirical storytelling, complete and utter chaotic freedom, and next-gen immersion that only Rockstar can deliver. And you know they're going to. This is a world that is significantly larger and denser than GTA 5's. From what I've read online, estimates suggest 2 to 2.5 times the scale and explorable detail, which is insane given the scale of 5. It's going to allow for unprecedented verticality, interactivity, and environmental variety. The game will feel alive with dynamic weather, including hurricanes, reactive crowds, detailed interiors, advanced AI for NPCs and police, and opportunities for absolute degeneracy. There will be more than one protagonist to choose from, with each character having strengths that the other doesn't. In typical GTA fashion, you'll drive, you'll sail boats, airboats through swamps, engage in high-speed chases, beat up pedestrians, shoot, melee, stealth, rob people, rob stores, manage businesses, and more than you could probably ever want. There's no real game like Grand Theft Auto, and they're about to show you why that is. It's slated to release on November 19th for PS5 and Xbox Series XS, with a PC version expected sometime in 2027. The Blood of Dawnwalker is a narrative-driven dark fantasy RPG with meaningful choices, extensive vampire lore, and a fresh twist on open-world exploration from veterans of The Witcher 3. You take on the role of Cohen, a Dawnwalker, human by day, vampire by night. You have only 30 in-game days to uncover secrets, tip the scales between humans and vampires, and shape the outcome, adding an interesting twist on progression and replayability. Your actions, alliances, and moral choices directly influence branching paths, relationships, and the fate of those you love. It's a single-player open-world experience in Unreal Engine 5, set in a detailed, atmospheric version of medieval Europe with villages, forests, ruins, and supernatural threats, featuring fluid third-person action combat, seamless exploration, non-linear quests. It is releasing at some point in 2026, with platforms including PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. Windrose is a pirate-themed PvE survival adventure where we're dropped into a procedurally generated archipelago filled with dozens of islands, consisting of ancient ruins, pirate encampments, underground tombs, rooms, caves, all housing hidden treasures ready for you to plunder. You'll gather resources on land and sea, craft weapons, armor, tools, and upgrades. It has a fully functional building system allowing you to construct bases, outposts, or hideouts with a lot of freedom. There's a lot of character growth and depth. It features both naval and land combat, commanding a ship, or, while on land, action combat in the form of melee and ranged. It has full co-op support, allowing for up to 4 players to play together. They held a demo recently that was actually a lot of fun and leaves us really excited to see what more the game has to offer. There are already millions of wish lists over on Steam, with the game launching into early access in 2026, expected around the 3rd or 4th quarter, with no full release date yet. Platforms include PC, with no console version confirmed. And these right here are 10 upcoming open world games, all releasing in 2026 or beyond. These all have the potential to be incredible games, and I guarantee you are going to be wasting more hours in them than you'll know what to actually do with. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.